What happens when the person you've spent your whole life becoming still isn't enough? What happens when you run out of things to fix, but you still feel broken? Today's episode is the final chapter in our idol series, and we're ending it not with another external idol, but with the most sacred one of all, ourselves. This is the God of Me. You're listening to So I Was Told, a podcast about healing, meaning, and the messy in-between. I'm your host, Curbs, and this is the final chapter of our idol series. Let's get into it. We started this series talking about perfection, about that gnawing voice that tells you, if I could just get it right, then I'll be worthy. But perfection was never the end point. It was the bait. You see, we moved into healing, into individuality, into the fantasy of being chosen, and what we uncovered each time was the same hidden engine, the self as a project, the self as a god we quietly serve. Whether it's that girl aesthetics or productivity hacks, shadow work journaling or brand strategy, the line between becoming and performing gets dangerously thin. I love this study done in 2021 by Cyberpsychology, Behavior, and Social Networking. It found that individuals with high levels of self-concept clarity still experienced anxiety if they constantly curated their identities online. So what does that mean? It means even when we think we know ourselves, we're still performing for someone. Sometimes that someone is a crowd. Maybe you feel indebted to a certain image that your family has always had of you or your friends. Maybe you have this unseen expectation that you feel you're carrying to reach a point of success by a certain age so as to not let those people down. Sometimes it's the ghost of who we thought we'd be. When I had left the church in 2021, I felt aimless for not just the next 7 months as I navigated separation and divorce, but for years. It really wasn't until maybe about a year and a half ago that I really started to understand who I was apart from church. I was haunted by the ghost of who I thought I'd always be. I was doing a lot online. I was helping people. I was sharing my thoughts, being honest and open, but none of it ever felt real to me. It wasn't until I realized fully that I didn't need an institution to function in to know that I was doing good in the world. Every skill that I had cultivated in the last 7 years of my life doesn't need to be shown through church. And I'm not knocking anybody down who goes to church. I think religion is a great tool for self-help and human flourishing. Now, I know that that's a bit of an unpopular opinion, but I talk about it all the time online. Spirituality is good. Religion is good. It's the power-hungry, political, agenda-driven demons that lead these institutions that are giving religion a bad name. Anyways, I thought I knew what my purpose in life was until I no longer had a setting to understand my purpose in. My visibility felt like the most valuable thing in my life. You see, I don't think we're just worshiping ourselves. It's not as simple as worshiping ourselves. I don't think we wake up every day and think, I am the God of my universe, and think, I am the God of this world. Although sometimes some of us mirror some affirmations close to that. And while I'm all for affirmations, like I can do this, I am brave, I am smart, my body is great, all of those sorts of affirmations are fantastic. But I do think that there comes a point where we rely so much on affirmations that they end up teetering more and more and more to one side, to where it no longer becomes about helping our minds grasp the reality that we are valuable, but rather turns into this form of self-worship where we need to be elevated above everyone and everything else to know our value. So I don't think we're just worshiping ourselves. I think we're worshiping our witnessed selves. We've mistaken visibility for value. If it's not seen, it's not real. If it's not liked, it's not lovable. But let's be honest, Instagram didn't make us this way, but it did give us the tools to build altars from pixels. The likes, the story views, the wow, you're so wise comments, these become affirmations we collect like scripture. Social media scholar Brooke Aaron Duffy calls this the aspirational labor economy. That's where people, especially women and queer folk, are expected to be emotionally expressive, always healing, and always ascending. But when your value is always somewhere out there, it fractures your ability to feel whole in here. You see, we become trapped in our own echo chambers, begging for resonance. We're all looking for good news in this world. And there is a gospel of growth in our culture. Its commandments are be better, know more, heal endlessly, never settle. And yet, no one tells you what happens when there's no more trauma to process. No one tells you what happens when you've optimized your sleep, your boundaries, your skincare routine, and you're still afraid to be alone with yourself. Psychologist Dr. Jennifer Kunst puts it simply, quote, "We have to live with ourselves, and sometimes that's the hardest person to accept." You see, the gospel of growth says you are a project, but real love says you are a person, not a brand, not an algorithm, not a performance piece, but a human being, imperfectly perfect. So my hope for you in this entire series and all 5 of these episodes is that we would have the courage to dismantle the idols in our lives, to be deeply introspective, that is to look inward and to ask ourselves, is there anything, anyone, any ideology that I am putting on a pedestal so high that I am giving so much meaning to, so much weight to, that I'm not realizing is crushing me because I simply was not created with the strength to carry it all? Is it a relationship? Is it a significant person? Is it our family? Is it an ideology? Is it our sexuality? Is it fashion? Is it power? Is it sex? Is it our art? Or is it ourselves? What do we do with the God of me? Well, we don't destroy them. We unburden them. We let ourselves be human again. Not sacred, not optimized, nor perfect or holy, just alive. Because you're allowed to be ordinary. You're allowed to be boring. You're allowed to not know. Because love doesn't require spectacle. Belonging doesn't require branding. And maybe, just maybe, the self you've been trying to become is someone you already are, my friend. Oh, that you would know your worth, your value. To not be rooted in someone else's expectation of you. Oh, that you would be bold enough to look inward, to set aside your pride, to nurture the garden of your heart with love, with vigor, that you would cultivate resiliency by getting back up again and again after you've fallen and failed, that you would have your eyes fixed forward into the mirror looking at yourself, knowing that in this present moment you are enough, but also becoming what you consume, becoming what you think about, becoming what you worship, and that you would take those things seriously. That your pursuit of knowledge would be rooted not just in self-improvement, but the flourishing of your neighbors, of your community, of your friends, your family, your loved ones. That you would reject hyper-individualism, that you would reject hyper-consumerism, and that you would link arms with those in your life to uplift each other. Then, and only then, do I think we can tear down the idols in our life.